I've been swimming and coaching for years, and time again, I see swimmers who are physically fit losing to people who are less fit. Those same swimmers come to me complaining, saying, why can't I go faster? I don't even know why I can't do the same thing as that other guy. Well, in this video, we're gonna talk about 5 of the most common mistakes in freestyle that are slowing you down. I'm Lukas Siska, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Mistake number 1 is swimmers are slipping through the water and they don't know why.
First, what we're gonna look at is this technique right here. It looks right at first, but in reality, swimming like this is totally wrong and you're slipping through the water majorly. Now, when we look at correct technique, it involves just pulling massive amounts of water. And when you do this, you're gonna reach your full potential. How do you do that? Check this out.
So many times you hear in swimming that you need to have a high elbow when you pull through, but nobody talks about how to get that elbow high. Well, it's pretty simple. I wanna show you with this chair. With the low elbow right here, when I'm bent over as if I was swimming in the water, when I try to put force on this chair, I can do it, but it's a little bit awkward. So I'll cause propulsion, but not that much. But to get that high elbow, watch this simple adjustment that you need to do. All you have to do is take your arm, rotate it inwards, all of a sudden that elbow is high, and from this position, I'm in a power position. And when I put force on, look, I can immediately lift the bottom part of the chair and push it back. That's what it means when you have a high elbow. Mistake number 2. Swimmers are pulling with the recovery arm while breathing.
Now we look at something that is rarely talked about, but a huge problem, and that is breathing with the recovery arm pulling through. When you swim correct technique, your recovery arm needs to stay straight and not move at all until that head comes down. Let's elaborate on that further now.
So if you want to avoid this mistake or even know what I'm talking about, let me show you right now. When you pull with the recovery arm, this is the recovery arm, I'm going for a breath, they start pulling down like this. And look at this position right here. It's horrible. My stroke is all out of whack, huge drag, and how in the world am I gonna swim like this? All right, let me show you how to do it properly here on land first. Arm goes in, go for a breath, stay straight, doesn't go anywhere until I put my head back down. Breathe, straight arm, go back down. Breathe, straight arm, go back down. This keeps your stroke in line, it keeps your rhythm in line, and just puts all your power going forward, nowhere else.
When swimmers have sinking legs, they are just totally wasting all their energy with inefficient movements. This is the hardest way to swim freestyle, and there's no way you can swim more than 50 to 100 meters like this without feeling totally wasted. Correct freestyle involves feeling effortless and like you can go all day. Let's talk about how we can achieve that.
I'm not posing for Playboy, I'm about to show you something crucial. A lot of people have a problem with sinking legs. Maybe you do. Sinking legs are the worst in freestyle. They make it much tougher and they just make the whole stroke slower. One thing that you can simply do to raise them up is to get completely extended. And what I'm talking about is just like this. As if you were laying on land, your head is neutral in between your arms and you stretch out your body to the absolute max. You see how stretched out I am right here? When you do this in the water, it causes you to be more buoyant and your legs just come immediately up. And of course, watch me do it in the water right now to give you a better understanding.
The key is to maintain that extended position that I showed you on land here in the water, and we can do that by simply pushing away from the wall like this and then trying to kick back with extension. You'll notice that as soon as you extend, the legs rise up. It's a good idea to kick across the pool like this and just feel that extension the whole time. I always like to do this drill and then break into the full stroke and keep that extension so that I have maximum buoyancy. Boy, it feels effortless. Now, if your legs were sinking, they most likely were also bending from the knees. This is horrible. If you have this combination, your swim is really gonna suffer. Correct freestyle technique involves the legs staying straight and kicking from the hip. Sick of me saying that? Well, let me show you what that means.
With mistake number 4, we're building on what we talked about in mistake number 3. We're talking about kicking that is pulling you back, bending your knees when you kick. So if your legs are sinking, that's obviously pulling you back. But when you become more buoyant and do everything in that buoyant position, actually your legs become less of an issue. All you need to do is make sure that they don't cause drag. So by doing that, we just need to make sure we're not bending our knees when we kick. I see swimmers so many times just having massive knee bends, when in reality, the kicking is just from the hip. And I'll show you in the water. I got even comments saying, what does it mean to kick from the hip? I'm sick of YouTube swimmers or YouTube creators saying kick from the hip. Well, I'll explain that to you in the water right now.
Let me show you in the water what it means to kick from the hip. See how I'm pointing to the hip? Because that's where we're gonna initiate this kick. Now the knees bend a little bit, but nothing compared to what I'm about to show you when we kick from the knee. Here's the wrong way. Now look at this, it's like bicycling in the water. The movement is initiated from the knees and you're gonna go nowhere like this.
These things I'm talking about right now can help you massively, but if you want tips that are more in depth, I send out a weekly newsletter that is doing just that. Check the link in the description. You could take the quiz or not, but give me your email and we'll get on those tips.
Common problems in freestyle often involve crossing the midline in swimming. When you do this, all your power goes to the side and all over the place instead of propelling you forward. We want all your energy in correct freestyle to move you forward. Any side-to-side movements crossing the midline will throw you off completely.
In swimming freestyle, you have an imaginary midline right in between your body. And oftentimes swimmers, when they go for a breath or not, they just cross over that midline. This throws off your stroke and slows you down tremendously. You need to remember that when your arm comes in, it goes straight, nowhere else. It doesn't go out here, it doesn't go out here. And the easiest way that you can establish this is just by having your toes pointed forward in line with your shoulders, put the arm right here, reach to the max, and just make everything go forward. You see this position right here? It's the perfect position for rotating. I'm not under rotating, which is flat. I'm not over rotating, which is snaking, and I'm not crossing the midline either. This is how we can establish perfect freestyle rotation to make you go faster.
Remember guys, correct freestyle technique involves putting all your power to move you forward. Don't waste movements with any side-to-side movements, up and down movements that don't need to be there. Just put all your power forward. Stay extended, reach, but don't overreach. Pull with a strong high elbow and get that water to just work for you and not against you. You can do this.
Now, the beauty of doing these 5 things is that you can drop 10 to 20 seconds per 100 just like that. Now, if you're interested in swimming easy but going long, check out this video. And I'm Lukas Siska. I can't wait to see you in the next video.